Now, in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi, there is a huge rubbish dump in Dandora. It is a continuously burning wasteland of hills of rubbish produced by the city. It is surrounded by residential areas, which of course suffer from the smell and the smoke. But about 300 people actually live in the dump, including children, and thousands of people make a daily living from it. Criminal gangs control it and they don't welcome outsiders, but journalist Elvis Ondieki from the Daily Nation newspaper did manage to get rare access to the site to speak to the people who live and work there and joins us now. Just describe it to us. What does it look like? What does it smell like?
Thank you for having me in the program. It's quite a shocking place for someone not used to the stench. It really stinks. It takes a little bit getting used to when you first land there, and the flies are quite unbearable. They whiz all over you. Also on the ground, all manner of wastes, things like sanitary pads, broken glass, every despicable thing you can imagine of is there. So it's quite an interesting place to be in, given the dirt and also the people in there.
Well, it's quite incredible that hundreds of people, including children, do live there. How do they live there, and what kind of life do they lead?
Human society, has classes everywhere, and even in there are classes. There are people who have made quite some good money and they can afford. Someone actually went as far as building some structures which people can rent and live in. They pay something of in the region of 3,000 Kenya shillings a month in rent. Those are the people who can make a little money good money to pay rent. Others just construct structures over there using iron sheets or pieces of cloth and stay in there. So it depends on how much you make. So life there is either you rent at the edge of the site or you build something inside the site and live there with the smell and everything.
And the children who live there, are they largely there with families?
Yes, they are. Because there's this belief that for you to make the most out of the dump site, you have to access it early in the day, as early as 4 a.m. So that you access the garbage before the others come in. So parents live there with their children because there's nowhere else to go. So the kids suffer the consequences of these dump sites, the field and all. Some have been ill. I got a story of a teenage girl who died in 2020 due to the effects of the dirt over there, and she consumed something that had been thrown away by someone else.
Now, we mentioned before that this site is run by criminal gangs. Did you manage to speak to them to work out how they run the place, how their business model is working?
No, my focus in this visit was more on the children. To access the gangs, you need more preparation, probably have a bulletproof vest and strike a bigger rapport with them. So this time around, I just went for the children, but I could see signs of the gang culture. In my story, I did write about people with teardrop tattoos on their cheekbones. It's a clear sign that there's a gang culture over there. And yeah, a credible source told us of guns. You see, people hide guns inside the dump site and they hire them out to those who want to commit criminal activities in the city. So I didn't do much on the criminal gangs bit, but yeah, it's a very vivid situation in there, the gangs.
Yeah, and it was a fascinating piece that you wrote, which I found really interesting to read, that gun rental business where they even issue receipts. That's how organised the place is. Elvis Ondieki from the Daily Nation, thanks very much for talking to us here on Newsday on the BBC World Service.